Hey guys, it's Avenger, welcome back to the channel, and we're here in Memmingen, Germany, with a brand new aircraft. This is the Transall C-160. This is made by AzurPoly. Now, the Transall C-160 is a transport aircraft built in the 1960s, a joint venture between France and Germany, Transall meaning the shortening form of Transporter Alliance, which was a companies of MMBB, Aerospatiale and VFW Fokker, and it was initially developed to meet the requirements of modern transport aircraft for the French and German air forces. It was later sold in export to South Africa and Turkey and a number of civilian operators. Now, it's still in service to some countries and companies after its first flight in '63, and it's provided logistical support for overseas operations, including medevac, aerial tankerings, electronic intelligence gathering, and communications. Now, it's been replaced by the A400 Atlas Airbus, of course, in most service, and C-130s, Js in smaller numbers. So this aircraft has a max speed of around 277 knots at cruise, stalls to about 96 knots, flaps down. You can really get to about 320 before you rip the wings off. Range is pretty good, looking at over 1,000 nautical miles with 1,600 kilo payload and a 30-minute reserve. And it's powered by two Rolls-Royce Tyne Mark 22 turboprop engines, putting out 6,100 horsepower each. That's a lot of juice. So where are we? Well, first off, we have multiple liveries here, including French and German, modern and past, and some civilian ones, including Air France, and some white ones, some medical ones. Really good if you want to do medevac flights. Now, the aircraft from the guys at AzurPoly comes with, of course, the FB, which we'll take a look at. It's $32 on the marketplace, or about £28. Now, it comes with a very complex and really good, actually, I've already heard this, sound system. Yeah, the full WYs thing we expect. There's an operational autopilot system, full fuel system. There's plans to make the flight management system more advanced. It's not yet. And there are also plans to enhance some of the other systems down the line. So not all systems are at full depth. There is a checklist and manual available. Paint kit also on their website. EFB is really good in this aircraft. I quite like it. And we have complex interior and exterior lighting, gauge systems, and animations, interior, selectable cargo, the works. That's enough blab. Let's go take a look at this airplane, shall we? We're in the cockpit, so we'll just go outside to start with. Let's see if my controller wants to work today. It doesn't! That's a great surprise that the broken cable on my controller says it doesn't want to play ball. We'll have to zoom around a little bit here. So, big cargo plane go burr. In fact, let's go to the EFB first and actually put some of these options on. Covers on the engines. GPU on there. Now I need to make sure my electronics are turned on. They are. For me to be able to open some doors. Ooh. A VBL. A VBL. We'll put a VBL in there. Put a couple of boxes, why not? Open the gear compartment and open at the tail. As you can see here, everything is coming down. And there's our VBL French armoured car. Those things are actually kind of cool. I quite like the VBLs. Well, this looks like the armour model, because it's the same exact looking one that's in DayZ. I'll tell you when I get to this side. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the same one that's in DayZ. You can have the seats folded down, you can have cargo loaded. Obviously we've got upper access hatch there. Love the heat blur there, by the way, coming out from the APU. You can open the gear doors. It obviously aren't like that when it's landing, but that's its kind of access for maintenance option. We've got the paratroop doors at the back. We've got our ramp. Crew door at the front. Now that can't be opened in flight, but those can. We've got our prop tie downs. We've got covers on here. Really lovely made model. I quite like it. Almost like a 146 nose on this aircraft. Now this is the older style Luftwaffe livery from the Germans. I quite like this one myself. Jolly well put together model, actually. Let's go back inside here. Let's close the gear compartment, and we'll close our doors on the aircraft while we are here, before I forget. Now we can turn on prop vortices, prop dust, co-pilot and stuff. It might impact performance. They give you the option to turn it off if you want to. We'll take the tank out for now. It's probably a bright idea. Also, we could lower the fuselage. Is it doing it? Yes, it is. Aha. The landing gear can kneel. So we can load bigger, heavier cargo. So you can actually simulate that. Just don't leave it like this when you try to take off or land. It will get messy. There we go. We're loading up again. Now, obviously, we can open this, but the book is on there. We don't want to do that. Cockpit texturing and exterior texture is quite nice, I will say. I don't believe we can use the systems back here, although we can press the buttons, so there's a possibility you can, but there does not appear to be an actual crew station there. Nope. Can't find that to work. How do I make you go? So we have got that as an option. We've got our seat back there. So if we do our select through views, we can go to the engineer's seat, and we can go to the co-pilot seat, which is really nice to be able to have that option. Pity we can't go back all the way to the navigator's station. But those are cool options regardless. So our EFB. Obviously we've seen the options tab here. We've seen our general kind of options for equipment on the aircraft there. Everything's turned off and separated. We have got the ability to use a live map, which is cool, especially for navigation purposes. We have a simplified autopilot here as well, and we have the full aircraft autopilot systems down here that tie into your regular systems of the aircraft. We have our FMS here, and we have all the relevant and irrelevant systems you could possibly want. Circuit breakers, more buttons and switches that you can shake a stick at. This is peak 90s. Ooh. Don't touch this. I want to touch it now. But that makes me want to touch it. I guess that's the emergency access hatch. Oh, yeah. So, obviously, we can mess with the arms of every seat in the aircraft, which is kind of cool. But we could also move the flight engineer's seat all the way forward. And imagine if you put your arms up here. You can drive this thing like an old F-150 and have a bench seat in the cockpit. Cool, right? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, go back there. Three's company. Go away. Thank you. All the way back there. You're in the friend zone. Go away. You too. Okay, so obviously it's a relatively complex aircraft to start, but the systems are very familiar to those who understand turboprops. It's a matter of finding the right switches, engaging the right systems. Up here we have our fire panels. We've got air systems. We have fuel transfer, ventilation systems here, audio. We have all our electronics, which are big radial dials. Everything's spread out and well spaced. This is a combat aircraft after all, so it's something you do have to actually consider when you're flying it. Everything's designed to be combat worthy. In fact, in a crash, you can knock off every system by hitting one lever. Very useful. Now, to save a little time today, because I'm definitely feeling kind of lazy, we're going to start it through the computer, because we can. So we'll go back to here, and we'll go to started. Takeoff will configure the aircraft completely for takeoff, which will give you, of course, your... We'll watch the starter from the outside, actually. The sounds in this aircraft are stunning. Really, really good sounds. I really enjoy these. This is one of my favourite parts of the aircraft. Once the fuel kicks in, we'll get a good throaty roar as this engine really ignites. Little sudden. Listen to that old turboprop whine. Someone's screaming at you. Yeah, I have to shout over this. That is old school turboprop screech, and I love it. The roar, the drone, the scream. Whew, let's go back inside where it's slightly quieter, but not by much. Why does it sound like I'm being hit by a billion pebbles? That is quite weird. You can open these on the ground, but not in the air. I don't recall that sound last time I took off with this aircraft, so... Oh, that's why. For some reason it was in reverse on my throttle quadrant. Whoopsie daisy. Right, so let's get our throttles back a little bit. We'll take her for a quick flight here. We'll see how she handles. So to get rid of this, click at the top corner. If you want to re-enable it, it's right there. EFB. Nice and simple. See? Boop. Boop. Wonderful. Let's take it for a spin, shall we? Right. That's off. I don't know where I got this scenery from Memming and in Germany, but it's quite a nice one. So our runway heading is down to our right there, so we'll get ourselves turned around here and orientated. The aircraft feels very big on the ground, very, very big, and I like that. It's a big, bulky aircraft, but it's not a super huge turboprop transport. The one weird thing is that the cockpit feels quite large. And obviously it's a 3-person across cockpit, so it is pretty broad, but I don't know, I feel like I should be able to see the instruments better. I really struggle to read some of them at this distance, which makes life kind of hard. So we'll get ourselves taxied out here. Now, flaps are configured. We have gear selected down. We're prepped for takeoff. Aircraft's ground handling is very good. And flight performance, what I've tested so far briefly, is very good. The manual is incredibly comprehensive. And this is, I think, the biggest aircraft we've seen yet from AzurPoly. They've made some smaller but very good aircraft. And this one is a chonker in scale, but definitely interesting. And the fact that they're wanting to work further on those independent systems to make them more realistic is quite nice. I could definitely see myself flying this plane. It's got the creature comforts to appeal to the realistic simmer and the more casual want to experience the aircraft simmer. Okay, let's get ourselves ready to rock here. Props in full fine. Let's advance the engines, give it some motion lotion, and here comes the rattle and boom. You feel like you're being propelled through the air by some big, angry turboprops with this aircraft. Here we go. And up we go. Gear coming up. Throttle back slightly. Props slightly back. Flaps are coming up. We'll go outside and listen to the roar again. Gorgeous and angry aeroplane. I do love it. Now her flight handling is very good actually. You can really get this thing moving, which for a combat aircraft, even a transport, is a very useful ability. Definitely overextending my bank there a little bit. The weird thing is the co-pilot seems to appear and disappear as I look around. Like she's there one second and not the other. Pull the power back here. We will overspeed quite quickly in this. It's a very quick to accelerate aircraft. A lot of power, so she can really get in and out of danger quite quickly. There's our airport. We'll stay in visual. So we'll just slow down right down here and we'll go and do a zoom climb with power. So we're pretty quick right now. And low on power. Let's see what she can actually do here. Flying full power and climbing. Oh my gosh, this is a rocket ship. We're just going up. And we're not really losing that much speed at all. About to pass through 5,000 feet. Yep. This thing does not care in the slightest. You know what? I think we'll set up for a combat approach. That seems like fun. I do like doing combat approaches. Let's go for a combat approach. A regular landing would be too easy. It does land very gently, I can tell you that much. So let's... I need to get my EFB up so I can work out where the airfield is exactly. Could you come back up there, please? There we go. That's no help at all. Right, let's slow down here. Spoilers, big angry spoilers there. I don't know where the airport is, that's the big question really. I should, shouldn't I? But I have no idea where it is. There it is. Off to our right hand side. Okay. There she is. Rolling on to heading. Okay, gear coming down. First couple of stages of flaps here. I think that's our airport. It doesn't look like it though, does it? It is an airport. If it's the right one, I'm not sure. I need to go take a look outside. That's it to our right, isn't it? Left, isn't it? It is. That's not our airport. This is our airport. Okay, just slightly distracted and lost. It's fine, not the end of the world. We'll make this work. I don't fly in Germany very often, so it's quite distracting at times. And we're completely off direction for an approach, so this is great. The aircraft feels very heavy, very, very heavy. Probably one of the heaviest aircraft to fly I've felt in this sim in quite some time. Okay, roller straight and level. Yeah, that's our airport. Okay, so we'll level off this way a bit more, and then we'll get ourselves set to turn around, and we'll come back in for a combat approach. See what we can do with this bad boy, shall we? A bit more power, a bit more altitude, because we are quite low here. Try and translate this power into altitude, not airspeed. We have got our flaps technically partially set. Okay, right, let's get turned around here. And set up for the landing. Where are you? I'm looking for it. Struggling slightly to see. Darn clouds in the way. Where are you? Is that it? Let's clear the cloud and see what we can see. There it is, right ahead of us. Okay, we're perfect. coming in fast, we're coming in high. Which is exactly what we're looking for. It's most likely not the right standard combat approach. It should be coming in from higher up, but I'm going to have to make do. Spoilers out. This is not the correct combat approach, but we're doing this anyway. Yeah, this is just a really steep, angry approach. This isn't a combat approach in the slightest. We were fast and we were high. There she is. Nose wheel down. Props into beta. Into reverse. Little braking. And she'll stop. Idle those back out. Let's pull those flaps up again. We're going to try this again. That wasn't good enough. Flaps for takeoff. Power to full. It is a very fun aircraft to fly. It's predictable. And it's very, very manageable. Gear coming up. And it's not overly irritatingly complicated in terms of how its map controls to allow you to basically use default mappings, which is nice. We'll just circle back and do this the reverse direction, so we'll keep going runway heading and climb, and then we'll set it properly for this. So let's keep climbing here. That was a terrible approach last time. It worked, but it was just a fast approach. Let's get a bit more altitude here. We are currently on a heading of about 055, 050. Okay. My head working? My head's working. We'll keep climbing here. Full power, well, close to full power. We'll turn around, we'll come in at 5,000 feet. That feels appropriate for us. Okay. Right, let's come around to our new heading. Keep this balanced relatively, get the nose down. Quite a steep bank angle there, but we'll give it more rudder. Come on, roll a bit further up. We want the wings slightly more level. You're being dramatic. Let's go. Power back a bit here. There's our airfield. Okay, power's idled out. We'll circle back into on a good heading here. Let's pick the nose up. There we go. Come on, that's it. Okay, lose some speed here. Gear coming down. Spoilers out to help us burn some airspeed here. Okay, flaps are coming down. Full flaps, gear are out. Spoilers are retracting now. Okay, let's get some speed here to maintain. Okay, we're looking good. That cloud's gonna be interesting. I'm not on runway heading. Let's fix that. better. Okay, this feels appropriate. Flaps are out. Spoilers are out. Aim for the runway. Yeah! Here we go. One express elevator to hell. In the pipe, 5x5. Woohoo! Yeah! It works. It definitely works. That is how you throw up in an aeroplane. Oh, yeah! Whew! Right, cowboy. There's something fun about doing that kind of thing. It is reckless and dangerous, and I love it. Okay, taxiway, taxiway, taxiway. There we go. Whew. The crew and the loadmasters all want to murder me after that, and anybody on the aircraft is being violently sick. But I don't care. It's all about knowing when to pull up. That's before you hit the ground, just in case anyone wasn't certain. So my opinions on this aircraft, I quite like it. It's very, very well made. Performance in the sim is really negligible. Good features, interesting way it's made. I wish I could see the instruments slightly better in the cockpit. That is my big downside here. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. I just like it to have maybe a bit better visibility, but it's always one of the struggles with this sim. And distance to monitors, etc. Okay. You know what this will do here? There we go. Whew. You thought I was going to crash, didn't you? Yeah. I know. So what do you think about this big French and German beastie? It's fun. It's really fun. If you like cargo planes, if you like combat missions, I'd highly recommend it. She's a bit old now, but she's got a lot of character, a lot of personality, and a ton of power. I want to do some bush flying missions with this thing out into the wilds full of cargo. It'll be a blast. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.